So the reason I'm here today is my son asked me, since I'm doing this YouTube thing, if I would relate some of the stories between me and his dad. Some of them are quite funny. Uh, I didn't realize I was petty until I started watching. I think her name is Charlotte Dobre, and she has petty videos on all the time about petty people doing petty things. And watching those, I realized, hey, I was the queen of petty back in the early 90s, and I was. Dennis and I got married in, I don't know, I'd have to ask Deborah, she knows what year. 1984, I think 1986. He was a big football jock, and I was just a chick that worked at the newspaper in the Loudon branch office. I was the receptionist there. And we got married. We got married here, like I said, here at this park. The day we got married, a snake fell out of a tree. That should have been an omen. As soon as we got married, Dennis started dating. I should have quit right then, but I didn't. I held on. I figured, you know what? I can change him. Yeah, I can fix him. But I couldn't. Having said that, let me tell you, after our divorce, we were the best of friends. We just couldn't be together. We were a mess. We were terrible. On one instance, I was doing laundry, and I found a receipt for a tanning bed where he had paid for a month to go to a tanning bed. He hadn't mentioned it to me. He hadn't told me, which I thought was odd. I also figured, hey, he's either going there with a chick or he's going there to see a chick that works there. I didn't look into it, but I was determined he would not get a tan. And I did everything for this man. So, our routine was, right before I would wake him up to go to work, I would get home from work, and before I would wake him up for work, I would start supper, and I would run his bath. So, I started, when I ran his bath, I would put peroxide in it. And this went on for a couple of weeks. Every day. I never said anything. I never let on. He never said he was going to a tanning bed. And so I just kept doing it. Well, what happens was, little by little, while he was taking his bath, P.S. he wasn't getting a tan. His eyelashes, his eyebrows, his hair, his beard stubble, everything was bleaching out. It was subtle, so you didn't, it wasn't something that was just in your face. And I was at work at the newspaper one day, and he calls me. I had no idea that he would jump to such a conclusion. Or I may not have done it. No, I would have done it. Anyway, he says, Betty, I need you to make me a doctor's appointment and bring me the truck at lunch so I can go see a doctor. I said, okay, what's wrong? And he said, well, I think I've got cancer. And of course that scared me because I didn't know where this was coming from. And I said, what makes you think you got cancer? He said, well, I've been noticing for a few days that my face is swelled. And it clicked, and I got it. It was because he didn't know I was bleaching him, and so he did look, his appearance was different. I did not want to pay a doctor bill when I knew, he did, and I also didn't want him to think he had cancer. So I started, well, what are you doing different? Are you eating something different out of the machines at work? Are you drinking something different? Are you this and that? And finally, it was like pulling teeth, but he finally said, well, I wanted to surprise you. I don't believe that for a minute. He said, but I've been going to a tanning bed to get a tan. And I said, oh my gosh, we've got something else in common, Dennis. And he said, what? I said, I'm allergic to tanning beds. I bet you are too. I said, when I went to a tanning bed, my face swelled awful. And I had to go to the doctor several times. So they finally figured it out. And so he took me at my word. He said, okay, we'll try. He said, I'll stop going. And of course, I stopped bleaching his bath water. And he went back to normal eventually. And everything was fine. But I never told, well, about 15, 20 years, I finally confessed everything I'd ever done to him. And, which he laughed. But every time, you know, for the 5 years we were together, and he would be around friends, and the subject of tanning beds got brought up, and he would tell them that he was allergic to them, which I don't know if that's even a thing. I kind of doubt it was, but I thought how, but he would tell people he was allergic to them, and I would think, how stupid, and I would just have to sit back and stay straight face, and he would say, yeah, me and Betty, we're allergic to tanning beds. And he would tell his story about how he thought he had cancer and he had to quit going to tanning bed, and then how he got well, you know, how he got over that allergy, and he learned a valuable lesson. But yeah, I did that. So that was just one thing I've done. I've done several. I will make videos here and there about them. And yeah, back in the 80s, or early 90s, I was the queen of petty. Listen, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like this video. I'll see you guys later.